Gunslinger is one of those things where I had this riff, this heavy riff, and my idea for it originally was this heavy grooving song, 1, 2. Brian kind of went home with it, was like, hey, I kind of want to use that riff, but I want to use an acoustic guitar on it. It has this great intro that just climaxes without, you know, the typical climaxes of adding instruments or singing heavier or higher. It just kind of goes naturally it goes from 1 to 10 by implying numbers 2 through 9. That was about as cool as it gets. That's absolutely unreal.
It was really cool to have an intro and a whole verse. It's about a minute long at the beginning of the song where it's just the acoustic guitar and M. Shadow's voice.
We had this melody over this, and it was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And then it kind of went into my idea of it, which was when the song explodes into the rock part.
The thing that I love about that song is that no matter who I've shown that song to, it's always the same reaction. If you play that song to somebody new that's never heard it before, just kind of stand over their shoulder, and when the chorus comes on, look at their arms, and you'll see every little hair on their arm standing up, because it's just that kind of song, which gives you the chills.
He had this pre-chorus, and then this chorus, but the pre-chorus was our chorus now. Won't question why so many have died. That whole part was his pre-chorus, and me and the Rev looked at each other, we're like, dude, that can't be a pre-chorus. That's like a chorus. There's like closure in that.
I think it's definitely one of the most touching set of lyrics, you know, that Matt's probably ever wrote. You know, he's really great at writing when it comes to people being separated from each other.
To bring me closer to heaven with you.
And I was specifically writing it for, you know, our troops in Iraq and people that are in war anywhere in the country or anywhere in any country that are away from people they love.
And instead of bitching and complaining about whose fault it is or why they're over there, you know, fighting wars, it's just the human element of just being separated from the people you love.
But I also think that the song's not so directed at that to where someone that's just on vacation or someone that's on tour missing their loved ones can't relate to the song.
If anything has gone just perfectly in the studio, it would definitely be that song. We had a guest female vocalist, Shauna Crooks. She's absolutely amazing. She's part of the Music Mafia. Had a great opportunity to meet the guys in Big and Rich, and they've just completely befriended us, and we have a mutual respect. We're really about music without prejudice, so that's how they put it.
Hey, sing it like a lead, like, fuck this background shit, we'll bring it down.
Yeah, be loud. But our boundaries are endless as well. We've always been pushing the envelope and trying to just incorporate anything that we've ever heard out of our influences into our music.
And I think in about 6 months from now, when I've been on tour, that song's really gonna hit home to me because we all miss our families and friends. So I think that's just a really great song with great lyrics and a very Western cool vibe.
When are we putting the claps on this one?
Pretty sick, pretty sick.
All over the holes.
Brompton Cocktail. When I first heard that song, I nearly shit myself.
Brompton Cocktail has one of the sickest grooves on the album. It's very laid back, very vibey.
Brompton Cocktail is one of the last songs that the Rev kind of was brewing up, and he brought it to us, and we all kind of started fucking around with it.
Brompton Cocktail, I kind of had the idea for, it's kind of a hip-hop-ish type of really heavy, subtle groove parts, like in the verse.
Lenny Castro laid down some amazing percussion on that kind of stuff and just really just put the whole song in the pocket.
To me, it was this awesome groove track. It reminded me a lot of Tool, something they would do with a lot of the percussion, a lot of the
You know, percussion wasn't on there at first, but I could hear percussion in it.
We laid down some great strings that are just really accentuated type stuff, just really help with the groove.
We really wanted to have strings put in the verses, a really answer and call thing to the vocal line and to the riff.
We wanted to bring, for the lead part, bring in strings instead of guitars. So we thought that would add like an Avenged Sevenfold vibe to it.
And I wanted to mix it with violins and give it kind of an Alanis Morissette, uninvited type of vibe.
It was just great that these guys came in to help out and make it so that we got this all done in the amount of time we had to do it.
I think that everything that we laid down on that song just completely helps that groove out so much.
Shadows wrote some amazing lyrics that I think a lot of people can relate to.
Chorus, love the chorus. I actually re-sang the song like 3 times just to be completely happy with it. You know, it was kind of one of those things where I just had to keep working on the vocals to get them where I wanted them.
That's awesome. That one felt good.
On a funny note of the song, a lot of the stuff that was written by the Rev, the stuff he written on guitar was actually very awesome, but it was about me and Sin's worst nightmare because anytime a drummer writes on a guitar, he makes up notes that are pretty much unheard of to the average guitarist. And our fingers are stretched out like this. We're playing a guitar that, you know, our fingers look like this, stuff you've never seen, but it's actually really fun. It's something I'd never even think of doing myself. So it just kind of pushed me to learn this new style, you know? I know Sin used some cool effects on the solo, too.
Damn! I don't know how you could grab that shit so fantastically.
We stacked that song, even though it sounds very minimalistic. It's got a ton of shit in it, but it all works in its favor.
But overall, the song's just very powerful, and it came across really great.
Whoa!
Fuck that, I'm out of here. Jesus Christ.
Track it.
This is where all the bullshit on the album happens. Low-end bullshit that just fucks with your ear, makes you really sad. Sometimes the brown note.
Can't spell bass without ass.